Good morning, and hello to all of you out there at Unity of Lexington and other areas that you might be tuning in from. I know that your weather there is warm and getting warmer. As I saw on my phone this morning, that you might be hitting close to 80 degrees. So here in the Pacific Northwest, still early, almost 8 o'clock, and just getting ready to be with you formally. So wanted to get on a little bit early and set up a little bit of music for you. You can come into our broadcast as you feel fit. So here's a little song by Karen Drucker. I hope you've all heard it. And it simply goes along with our theme for today. The title of the song is Grateful, and I hope you enjoy this.
Grateful, grateful for all the love that I have. Grateful, grateful, grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful, so grateful. I am grateful for
Well, there you have it. Karen Drucker, Grateful. What a great song that is. And once again, welcome to Unity of Lexington. It is my privilege and honor to be with you this morning here in from the Pacific Northwest. My wife, Reverend Megan, and I are in Tacoma, Washington. And we come to you through the generosity of Reverend Carol, who gets us to come in once in a while. So, okay. Well, I've got everything up as about as far as I can get it. And I just got a notice that maybe we're not coming through to you. So let's see how this is going now. Okay, so if I'm not getting you any sound, please let me know. I'll try to do something to fix that. Just finished playing Karen Drucker's song, Grateful. Okay, let's see. Okay, does that seem to be better? All right, I see a couple of you are chiming in. Nice to see you. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here, and we're so glad that you are here. I'm looking at some of the comments, and seems to be strong. So I'm going to continue on. Hopefully, you'll all get this. So today, I want to talk about being grateful, and grateful is an opportunity for us to find happiness. Um, and in order to do that, I think we need to look at what brings us happiness. So many times in my life, I've been encouraged to do a gratitude list, to make a list of the things that I'm grateful for. And I ask myself this question: how is it that I can be grateful for some of the things that I don't like in my life? And how is it that being grateful um, makes me happy? Well, we're going to get into some of that and maybe help you find ways to encourage your attitude toward what happens in your life to become more grateful. So let's get started. Gratitude in our lives can bring us luck, according to an author that I read online. And they said that there are 13 habits of lucky people who happen to also be grateful for where they are. So we find that people who are grateful happen to be more hardworking than not. And they have learned in their lives how to be unselfishly generous, to give in a way that makes the most sense to them, but also to be willing to go out a little further than they normally would. So they can show gratitude, and in gratitude, we find that it demands expression. In other words, you can't be just grateful without expressing that gratitude in action. So, how are we actionably grateful? Well, we can show it in our optimistic attitude. We can be optimistic about what is happening each and every day in our lives. We can we can show kindness, which is another way of being grateful. We can show kindness, and we can volunteer, which is a wonderful way to help others while helping ourselves. Learning and continuing to learn is so very important, because if there's one thing that I've known throughout my life is that not only does gratitude demand expression, but to continue to learn and to never get to the place where we know it all or we know everything. So another way to help yourself to be grateful is to promote others, to give others the opportunity to shine in a place where normally they might not be able to do that. And it puts us into a position of being a compassionate teacher. And we can help others grow, whether it's along their professional or their spiritual line. It is a display of gratitude. And of course, exploring new ways. What other ways can we learn to be grateful for everything in our lives? So let's go back to that gratitude list that I was talking about earlier, where many people feel that making a list in gratitude helps you create a more grateful life. And I will say this about that. Um, have you ever made a non-gratitude list? Have you ever wrote down the things in your life that you're not grateful for? And if not, would you be willing to give it a try? Would you be willing to try and write down on a piece of paper what you're not grateful for? I don't know about you, but for me, it becomes a very short list. I could make up some stuff that I'm not grateful for a rainy day, but without the rain, there's no flowers. Um, I could be ungrateful for the difficult work that I need to do. However, I know from my past experience that when I work hard at something, when I create something out of that hard work, I'm thankful for it. And it too is an expression of gratitude. So, how is it that gratitude makes us happy? Being grateful in all things makes us happy. It reminds us of the positive things that happen in our lives. So, what makes you happy? What brings a smile to your face? What brings this feeling of satisfaction about what's happening in your life? And how does that relate to gratitude? It turns those difficult things that I was talking about in the non-gratitude list into good things when we shift our attitude. Now, here's one that I know you've all heard, called an attitude of gratitude. And when we have an attitude of gratitude, we can't help to be thankful. And it gives us an opportunity to change the way we see those things that normally wouldn't make us happy. So I talked to someone recently who lost a very dear and loved pet. And there was a feeling of loss and grief, sadness. And then they decided to focus on the good times that they shared with that pet. And through their tears and their sorrow, a smile came forward when they remembered and focused on the good times that they had together. So, an attitude of gratitude, no matter how it might show up in our lives, can be very important because gratitude can also come from the things in your life that grate on you. That's how we look at the title of our talk today, Living a Great Life. You can live a great life where everything grates on your nerves. You can complain about whatever comes your way that doesn't fit your ideal of a perfect experience. Or you can change your position. You can change the way you see things and others and shift from one point of view to another. So, how does that happen? How do we get to that place a little, one step at a time? How does that help? Well, I can only say this: begin by expressing the little things that are easy to be thankful and be grateful for. For example, if someone who might be in front of you at the store opens the door for you, you might express your gratitude by thanking them. Someone might do something for you that you've long waited for, a phone call. To be grateful for that call that you might, like me, get from your children very rarely. But to be grateful in that rather than to think about how less often they call now than they used to when their lives weren't quite so busy. You can you can be grateful on the inside without expressing it, and you can hold that to you, or you can express your gratitude by making a verbal experience come forth. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment now before we move into more ideas about gratitude. And we're going to go into a little prayer session. And I'm going to ring forth the brass bowl that I have. And I want you to make a comfortable place for you. Put yourself in a position so you can be still and a little quiet as I'm going to walk you through the gratitude prayer meditation time. So take a deep breath, and as you let it out, I want you to mouth or say softly, or at least think in your head, I am grateful. And as we move through this time of silence, with the whispering of gratitude in the background, I just want you to experience what it feels like to call gratitude into your life in this moment, in this now moment, in this now time to be grateful. So take a deep breath and let it out. And as you expel that breath, think, say, whisper, I am grateful. 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 Now, as you continue to breathe and on the exhale saying, I am grateful, it might feel a little empty. It might feel a little bit like repeating words that have no meaning. So I want you to add now, what is it that you're grateful for? Pick something in your life that brings you that attitude of gratitude. I am grateful. And then add for maybe your children, maybe your pet, maybe your home, maybe your connection with a friend. I am grateful for, and put into word what it is that you are grateful for. And concentrate on this, that one thing for this moment, just the one thing that comes to your mind, and repeat that like a mantra over and over again. I am grateful for the unity of Lexington. I am grateful for unity of Lexington. Whatever brings to your mind a way to express, and allow that to sit with you. Now make a note, mental note of how that felt. Some of this stuff you've already known. You've already said that gratitude little list there for everything that you've heard or said in your own mind or your own head. But let me ask you another question. What if you could take some of the things that wouldn't ordinarily be considered gratitude? For example, could you say, I am grateful that I don't have everything I desire? And why would you be grateful for that? Because you now have something to look forward to. So if you don't have everything that you desire, you have a purpose, something to work toward, a goal. I am grateful when I don't know something because it gives me the opportunity to learn. Here's one. I am grateful for difficult times. Can you be grateful when things don't go your way or when life is hard? Because it is through these difficult times that we grow the most. How about this one? I am grateful for limitations. I'm grateful for limitations, because they give me opportunities for improvement. Opportunities for improvement. You know, someone once told me the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. I am grateful for each new challenge, because every challenge gives me the opportunity to put into practice my skills. It will build strength and character when I have opportunities to grow. Could you be grateful for your mistakes? We often regret our mistakes, but what about being grateful for our mistakes? Each mistake that we make can teach us a valuable lesson, and it can bring you closer to success. What about being grateful when you're tired and weary? Why would I ever be grateful for being tired and weary? Because it has shown me that I have made an effort, that I have possibly made a difference. So you see, it's easy to be grateful for the good things in your life. But all things that happen in our lives, if we're willing to look at it from enough different angles or points of view, can be a subject of our gratitude. We can be grateful for the setbacks that we have in our lives, for the misfortunes. We can be lucky. Gratitude can turn negatives into positives. Gratitude is going to express, in one form or another, how will you express your gratitude today? You might express your gratitude by helping out. You might express your gratitude by bringing your optimistic attitude, your gratitude attitude into everything that you do. How can I lift up any situation that would normally have brought me down? How do I find a way to put that space between a knee-jerk reaction and the reaction that I would like to see myself employ? So did you know that we can take that non gratitude list and rewrite it? We can find the things in our lives that we would like to change and do something about it. You've often heard the quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Well, it's not the world that needs changing. It's us. We can change the world. We can bring more love and peace and joy into thing we call life. Because we are divine by nature, because within us lies that spark of the divine, that Christ consciousness that we can exhibit anytime we choose by looking at those things differently. You've often heard quotes from different biblical scriptures and some of them are a little bit annoying. One that was annoying to me is this idea of repenting. It reminded me of someone on their knees groveling for forgiveness until I changed my mind. And I realized that the word repent simply means, from its root words, to think again, to look at it from a different point of view. Repent. Think again. How can I change? What can I do? So now I want you to take a deep breath. And as you exhale that breath, I would like you to add what in your life are you willing to change from something you're not particularly happy about into an attitude of gratitude. What would you be willing to change the focus on, to rethink, to look at it over a different view? And how can you make that part of your daily life when you see something that might be upsetting, to click into the action mode of saying, what can I do to see this differently? Where is the God in this situation? Not necessarily why did this happen, or even how can I not feel the way I feel. We need to feel what we feel. That's important. But we also can change how we feel by seeing the good, by seeing a place where we can be grateful instead of spiteful. When life starts to grate on you, be grateful in return. So if you take nothing away from this talk today, take that. When life grates on you, be grateful right back. So I want to thank you for tuning in today, and I want to thank Reverend Carol for being gracious enough to allow me to be here. I also want to let you know that you can find the prayer list on the Facebook page. And you know what else you can find on that Facebook page is the QR code. You know that square with all the little squiggly pixels in it? Yeah, that will take you right to a place where you might be able to donate to this spiritual home and to support it, to keep it going. You can also do it through the Shop Now button if you choose to support the work that's being done here in a way that's meaningful to you. It's a great way to show gratitude. It's a great way to bring the life that you want to experience into the lives of others. You see, one of the greatest things that we can do is wish for someone else what we wish for ourselves. You give that a little bit of thought, and hopefully we'll be able to meet next week, and we'll talk about how prosperity might be something that we want to draw into our lives. And so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I want you to know that you have all that you need. You have everything necessary to begin today to live a life that you wanted to live. So we're going to end the day with our prayer for protection. And then I'm going to play a song from Michael Gott, and we'll end in song. How does that sound? So um, let us take a moment, take a deep breath. We are grateful for everything that we have. We are grateful for all the obstacles in our lives, for everything that feels right and everything that might feel difficult, because it is a challenge for us to grow. So if you're sitting there, either in person or at home, know the prayer for protection with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and we are one.